Hello, this is Malcolm Rose. As you can see, I have 15 consecutive wins now. We're doing a few Centaurs in a row now, possibly all of them. We've done CB, CWHO, CAM. Why don't we do something a little fun today? CWN. Maybe I'll start with a bow. I actually, in fact, start with a hand crossbow. Kind of funny. So we do start with ranged. We start with a blowgun, some throwing skill, needles, and scale mail. Wanderers are kind of funny, you know. You have to play with what you've got, less so with a centaur. But in this case, I'm basically like a weird, funky hunter, is how this worked out. So I'm just training nothing but fighting for a while. I don't really plan on using hand crossbows. I'm not a big fan of crossbows because unless you find ochre really early, you are sort of at the mercy of, am I going to get bolts or not? And the answer is probably no. With that said, hand crossbows do a really good amount of damage and are very accurate. Got +5 accuracy and 12 base damage, and that's compare that to a short bow. You only have 9 base damage and 2 accuracy. Hand crossbow is a pretty ludicrous starter weapon. It will get you through D1 virtually guaranteed. So, if you play a hunter, I would almost, even if you don't want to use hand crossbows, or, well, crossbows, I would probably recommend you pick crossbow on a race, or a species rather, that's not completely broken like Centaur is. And I say that because the hand crossbow will just more likely solve your problems more quickly with its excellent accuracy and excellent damage. Okay. D2 is a little bit contested here. I'm gonna... Wait, can I... I'll bring him up. I kind of considered it for a second because I want to go right back down. And this is fine. We're doing great on bolts, by the way. I think we may have found some. Wasn't really paying attention. Actually, I should check D1 for things to wear. There's nothing. Found some Naga barding. Too bad it's not Centaur barding. I don't think I've even once... well, let's get dexterity. We started with a weird amount of intelligence. Really bizarre for no books. It's kind of strange that... Nice, we killed the adder easily. It's really strange that Wanderers, their stats are not really based on their skills at all. You can get all this intelligence and have nothing to use it on. Not that I really want to. I mean, look how crappy we are at casting spells. I mean, it's not terrible, I guess. It's -1 aptitude, but it's -3 aptitude for spell casting, so good luck getting a decent amount of spell levels to learn things with, you know. On a quarterstaff there, that would be a decent swap. +2 scale mail is pretty crazy. That's a really good thing to start with. It's as good as chainmail, but more EV possible. Anyway, what I was saying about the... Oh boy. What I was saying about the barding was like, how cool would it be if it was Centaur barding? You just don't get the chance to use that so early on most characters. That would be fun. Now that's memorable when you find something that is so rare so early. Like imagine if you found like Black Knight's horse barding on floor 1 as a centaur. I mean, that'd be incredible. We're not going to consider these two gods. It's just not optimal. We're going to wait for Oka, even if it's on floor 9. you know, we found a quarterstaff, so if need be, I can go pick that up. By the way, there's a sewer on this level. We're actually doing surprisingly okay on bolts. You know what we're doing not okay on? Killing this adder. Now we are faster than this adder. Just more than most characters can say. But boy did he put up a fight. And it's actually rather hard to kite them in any reasonable amount of time, because they are almost as fast as me. So that shaved a lot of my time off hunting for this sewer, which is, by the way, very distant. Man, maybe I should train a little bit of crossbows. Wow, we have 0 crossbow training. What is the maximum delay of this thing? Base attack delay 1.5. That's pretty nasty. I tell you what, we've already found the swamp, so, or the swamp. I mean the sewer. So let's grab the quarterstaff. Yeah, that's one reason we're having such a rough time. Alright, I'm going to use the scroll real quick. Identify. Good. Potions. I'm actually going to identify the big stacks because... Okay, curing and heal wounds. I feel a lot better about this. But this is still kind of bad. I know that some very powerful things are in this... are in here. And my weapon training just sucks right now. So we'll train a little bit of crossbows. Well, I'm wasting ammo, but what are you gonna do? And by the way, I'm not talking about these rats. There are gonna be frogs in here. Possibly. I think definitely. You know, we have plenty of curing and plenty of healing, but that might not be good enough, you know. And we can't really outrun this stuff. So why don't we test out some of these potions? Resistance, brilliance. Oh, this sucks. I'm just really, really concerned about this. In fact, I'm gonna shout. See, the stuff that I'm going to be fighting here is so fast in the water, it probably can outrun me. I'm shouting to try to pull like 1 or 2 things. You probably think it's silly that I'm so concerned, but I've almost died in this vault. On things that were possibly more powerful than this, because it was like a berserker, if I recall correctly. I mean, this is no joke. I suppose I have the option of the blowgun. I mean, this character, as strong as it might be, I don't know if it could handle. If it could handle a large, or excuse me, a bullfrog. I'm just using blowguns to conserve ammo at this point. Yeah, like right there. Even a couple of adders would cause me some problems at this point. Like, it's not good. Okay. I need to get these these crossbow bolts. Is this it? Is this the end of it? I don't think it is. This is like the halfway point. Okay. Got some potions. This is the hubris point, is what we'll call it. I'm so worried. If I just shout here a bit. But we have a lot of, you know, we do have a lot of healing, so if we just get like one thing, we can at least be reasonably assured of being able to overheal it. Like these guys, look at how much damage they can do to me. It's a lot. They can do 10 damage, not 20, but 10. Still, it might as well be 20 because we attack so slowly. We need like 10 skill to get it down to speed 1. We just almost died to river rats. No, I shouldn't say we almost died. I had lots and lots of choices as to what to do. Well, maybe not a lot of choices, but I had a couple good choices. I had healing, really. The fact that the fact that I'm having trouble with river rats tells me that I am going to have a lot of trouble if I have to deal with frogs. Yeah, we don't even have teleport or anything. Like, this is just a bit goofy. The only reason that I'm even willing to try this is because I'm a Centaur and I have, well, I don't have the ability to walk away from this stuff without dying. But I have the ability to do it in combination with all this healing. I probably have the ability to get out of here. Maybe not if it's a frog, but I could probably overheal it and then kill it with the bolts. I don't know. My spidey sense is tingling here. I don't know if I should be in here. This is one of the rougher ones possible. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this quarterstaff. We're going to see if it's cursed. It is not. If it was cursed, I was going to walk out of here. So we can melee with the quarterstaff. That's kind of cool. Base attack delay 1.3. Well, we got a bunch of scrolls. One of those is probably teleport. I'm gonna try it on. It's magic mapping. Yeah, I know it. I just know it. This is absolutely filled with frogs. Well, not filled with frogs. There's probably only 2. This is definitely where I had a very nasty time once. Yeah, I'm not risking it. I was sure that I would be able to tell where the ending of this thing is, and that's where it gets ugly. So I don't care what's in there as a reward. It could be acquirement for all I care. Yeah, I'm not gonna go that deep in to the point where I wouldn't have any land to walk on and make, you know, make some distance. It's annoying because I'm about to level up and I have quite a lot of hit points to work with. Hold on, let me see what this is. Magic. If it had been lignification, I would have considered it. Man, this sucks. This is my weakness here. Is like some cool thing. I know that there's going to be more loot back there, probably potions, scrolls, something. You know what? It's not worth dying for. So I'm gonna go against my greedy nature. We're not gonna go in. Just because I know that there could probably are, but could be frogs there that I just possibly cannot get away from in the water. And I think I made the right choice. But boy, am I not happy about it, you know. But it's okay, man. I mean, this is going to be a very powerful character. There's no question about that. By virtue of the fact that it's a centaur, you know, it's going to be okay. I don't need those potions to win the game, but I do need to not die to frogs if I want to win the game. Does that make sense? You know, it's just a risk versus reward kind of thing. Nothing in there could justify the kind of risk that fighting frogs in water at level 5 ultimately brings. Wow, let's keep the scale mail on. This is as good as plate mail, actually. It's weird. I don't understand why. Oh, I understand why. It's because for me, it's as good as plate mail because I have deformed body due to being a centaur. Yeah, this armor rules for a centaur. Some really cool thrown weapons here. Still Dithmenos, Sifmuna, and of course the random altar, which is something you would never do unless you're just trying to have some fun. It's optimal. Or it's not optimal is what I'm saying. Okay, maybe I shouldn't be... Yeah, I need to walk away from this because with my attack speed, he could technically get 2 smites on me at the same time due to my slowness at my current skill level, so... Excuse me, he could do something like 20 plus 20 damage, 40 damage. It's probably closer to 30, 33. Wait. Let me think. 30. He could do maximum 34 damage. I believe it goes up to 17. So we want to assume that he can do 2 attacks in a row and keep my hit points at the appropriate level, you know, above that. I should have just trained staves or something a little bit. See, on this character, I actually do want to train a little bit of something other than bows before I get up to that point. And hey, maybe we will stick with crossbows. I doubt it, but maybe. I mean, there's nothing wrong with crossbows. It's just that bows are better in the late game. They're worse in the early game because of how good hand crossbows are, but I mean, all in all, the ammo situation is better for more of the game than bows, and the speed situation is better for almost all of the game as soon as you have just a little bit of training. The bow situation becomes better quickly because it's just a faster weapon, you know, and faster weapons are better weapons usually. Even a quick blade has its benefits because of the fact that you get so many attacks in with it, even though people tend to hate short blades. I mean, it's a little off topic, but You see kind of what I'm saying, I think. All in all, I'd like to be... Whoa, 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 whoa. Give me that barding. Got a little too excited and let this guy get a hit on me because of that, but that's fine. Whatever, man. Give me that AC. That's 4 points. That is awesome. Even if it is unbranded, I mean. It's not every day that you get a Centaur barding on D5. I mean, that's pretty cool. I'm going to eat a little bit of drain fighting this guy. 6 plus flail of draining. Plus 0, 10 for flail. Well, we found a new melee weapon. Whew. What is going on here? Why is that Executioner's Axe so cheap? That is weird. Well, geez, I mean, I guess I have to spend some gold on this hand crossbow. What? Okay, I've been strong-armed into it. This is a crossbow character. It's just too good. I've been strong-armed into it. I gotta do it. That's insane. Okay, let's use some 2 stacks. Amnesia. Remove curse, that's what we want. Well, I'm gonna drop these. We're gonna drop Ring of Poison Resistance because we have 2. Yeah, wow. I mean, this thing. You gotta be kidding me with this. Now we're rather low on bolts, and that sucks. But, you know, I'll live with it. Okay, it's Grinder. This is extraordinarily bad. But we do have Lignification, which is one way of dealing with him. But you know what? I don't want to deal with him. And I'm a Centaur. So unless he blinks really well... Yeah, I think that, yeah, I hope this isn't too distracting, me talking to this guy, but, you know, if people are gonna show up and watch me play, oh, wow. Wow, this is bad. Let's walk this way. If people are gonna show up and watch me play, I feel like I should, you know, give them the respect to speak with them. I mean, it's cool. I like to do that personally. I don't know how that interacts with a YouTube video. But I've seen other videos of people playing this game, and they do it, so, you know, hopefully it's entertaining to some degree, or at least not annoying. I mean, I like it, personally, so, whatever, but, yeah, what I said to him, or her, I guess, but probably him, is, down here I said, Grinder is a badly designed monster, and I say that because... it's capable of... he's capable of ending runs possibly through no fault of your own. If you kind of auto-explore into it, you go, well, okay, never mind, because I shouldn't make auto-explore part of this example, since auto-exploring is suboptimal to begin with. So if you... Yeah, we're going to skip that floor. I shouldn't have been exploring more. Yeah, so what I'm saying is if you don't auto-explore, but you're forced to turn a corner by the layout of the dungeon, or even if you meet him, you know, you're exploring totally optimally, and you have an entire screen's worth of distance between you and Grinder. Even so, wow, we killed those guys easy now. Even so, what happens is, or what can happen is you get paralyzed immediately, by the way, without a chance to react, because Grinder was awake and spotted you immediately. Let's say your stealth failed or wasn't high enough. Grinder then proceeds to blink. Unlike Rupert, Grinder can just blink right to you, and probably will, and then proceeds to whack you until you're dead. Or Grinder uses pain on you like 3 times in a row, or however long you're paralyzed, and then you're done that way. I mean, it's just rough design, and I think that the worst thing about it, I mean, I'm always going to complain about paralysis because I think it's a bad mechanic, but even if you get away from that, wow, I need to kill this thing and not do it from the staircase, because floor 6 is dangerous. In fact, I'm gonna hold up. Exclamation point, so it warns me before I go on there. But yeah, I think the blink is what I'm saying, is the blink is the thing that really puts it over the top, rather than the fact that it's like, it's just paralysis early on. It's like a non-gear check, if that makes sense. You can't really have that much MR at that point, unless you're extremely lucky or a Trog worshiper. So it's, I don't know, like, on certain characters, there's just no amount of tactics that can solve that problem for you. Oh man, I hate using crossbows. This is really, really giving me an ammo problem. But I had to do it with a +7 flaming hand crossbow. I just had to do it. Also, this thing is wrecking me. I'm gonna lead these guys on a merry chase across the level. Alright, I'm gonna have to bite the bullet. We cannot train just crossbows. We need to train some mazes and flails and actually become decent at using this thing. Finding Curare sounds nice. We do have a bit of throwing, by the way. Not much, but enough to make good use of this without wasting training. Not to worry, by the way. We're not going to train too much maces and flails. We're just going to take it to like 5. I didn't anticipate this would be an issue. But it is. This thing can do like 23 damage to me, is why I kited it so much. Oh, come on. Centaur should die from the poison, and he did. Yeah, we're a little bit deep in the dungeon to be having ammo problems. And normally we wouldn't be, because this is where we meet all of our Centaur friends, and we get a lot of ammo from that. I mean, we have a ton of arrows around, but bolts, we have like 3. And that's just something we're going to have to deal with. Now, that'll end before too long. If I had wanted to not deal with this, I could have gone with throwing. I probably should have gone with throwing. We even started with a little bit. You don't have to always go bows on the Centaur. It just is very good. Like, the aptitude situation is just really, really excellent. Wow. I mean, in a lot of cases, on a lot of characters, you just want to go with what you're good at, you know, what the character is good at. I mean aptitudes. I'm really just talking about aptitudes. Man, still no teleport. Teleport would be a really good thing to have. That's why I'm identifying scrolls. Confuse. I'm going to try to walk away from this even while confused. Shouldn't last all that long. I'm very quick, so yeah, we're fine. Got Curare. I mean, that's a blessing, is Curare. Let's get this bolt. Let's get this other bolt. Get a couple of needles. Looks as sick as possible. Sweet. Get some dexterity. Increase the accuracy a bit. What's my attack speed like with this flail? 7.9, 9.1. It's quite slow still. Oh man, and it gave me a short bow of flaming. I feel like I'm being trolled here. It's not going to be like plus 1,000,000 though, like this hand crossbow is. So we're just going to have to... We're just going to roll with it. It'll be okay. I mean, I'm sitting here complaining about it, but the reality is that that thing is really nice, you know. Plus we have 15 bolts now, so... I just need to conserve a bit. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we can do. Like, scorpions, by the way, are vulnerable to poison, so really obvious target for needles. Well, I don't know about all this. It's probably a Biog altar. We're not going in there. It's not quite for me yet. I'm looking for altars. I'm hoping to find Oka. Oh boy. Curare, please. Poison, poison, poison. He looks as sick as possible, and we will definitely use the crossbow to finish him. Whew, that's a lot of maces and flails. Train fighting. 5.4, 6.5. It's not quite there yet. So we'll train it up to 7. I'm just trying to get it to like speed 1. I'm just not quite there yet. It's 1.1. kind of spear is that? Piercing. It's funny that I know where this ossuary is, but I'm having trouble getting to it. I think this is the first even remotely difficult early game I've had in a while, playing these easy combos. Wanderer certainly adds a degree of difficulty. Okay, come on. 1.3, 2.3, 3.0, 4.0, 5, 6. Okay, good, we're good. Got it down to 1. We do not need to train any more maces and flails ever. It's probably been interesting watching me never train a weapon skill other than bows, but sometimes the game calls for it. You need to have that swap. Not even take it to Mendeley, you know, just enough, just about to speed 1 to where you're attacking and you're not attacking slower than most of the things in the game. And yeah, we really, you know, it may seem like I'm complaining, but I am happy that I found Curare and a bunch of other things, so we can actually take out these ogres. Got him. Whew. Wow, that is a very, very early jihad, which is the real name of that sword. Plus 10 double sword, effectively. One-handed. Or not double sword, you demon blade. Technically a little worse than a double sword, actually, if you look it up. Double sword is base damage 14, but, I mean, it's plus 10, so whatever. Excellent weapon. Not going to go for it. Sorry. I don't think... I've talked about it before. I just don't think it's very good. Star Rage is not a good thing to have. And this is not really a character that's going to be running with minions, and we already have this plus 8 hand crossbow that's very, very, very good, so... I just don't think it's worth it. Yes, 15 bolts. Okay, we're gonna melee things. This character has also found barding, so even if we've been pushed in kind of a weird direction, and it may feel a little bit awkward right now, this character's got a lot of good things going for it. You know, like the early barding, the plus 2 draining flail, even if we had to fight for it, off of Edmund. That incredible hand crossbow that doesn't seem like much right now since we have to conserve ammo, but it's going to be... It's going to make my early and mid game even more of a breeze than it would normally be. Would I prefer to just be using like a bow of some sort? Yeah, but I mean, this is gonna add a little bit of variety, not much, but a little bit. I mean, I do think crossbows are significantly inferior to bows in the most important ways. But it's fine. We got quite a few wands here, so it might behoove me to train a little bit of evocations. Train it to 5. As for this, I mean, the answer is no. This guy has a Great Mace. This guy has an artifact Great Mace of Freezing. Like, going in here would be dumb, particularly without some source of teleport. I'm going to turn off Scrolls of Enchant Weapon, by the way. We don't need them, and we won't need them for a very long time. Let's check out what's going on here. Vulnerability. Wow, no multi-stacks where we had teleport. No teleport at all, except it might be in one of these single stacks, I suppose. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and kill Grinder. 46% paralysis, but we have so much in the way of hit points now. And we have lignification, which makes us immune to the pain effect, so I'm going to give it a shot. Not resistant to heat at all, so... You know, the crossbow should make short work of him, her, or whatever. I mean, it's a demon, so it doesn't really have a gender. Okay. Come on, Crimson Imp. What I don't want to happen, and what could sink me, is if Grinder shows up and he's got a buddy, then we would have some issues. Like something as simple as a Orc Warrior would potentially rain on my parade quite a bit. This dude, we can just go toe to toe with him, no problem. Maybe not. Get the curare on him, and then I'm just gonna kill him with the hand crossbow. Dude, if he hits me one more time, I was gonna use heal wounds. That was almost brutal. I almost thought that was Grinder at first. Just a regular Shadow Imp. But yeah, we have very good tools. You know, I have good tools at my disposal to deal with Grinder. Lignification is pretty much the tool. You're not going to take damage from Grinder while you're lignified. Not really. Wow, what a busy floor. There's just a lot of stuff going on in this floor. Okay. So just to be totally safe, we're going to lignify. Now, Grinder is resistant to poison. So we're not going to bother with the blowgun. 2 shots done. I mean, such an early +9 weapon, that's not much of a surprise. Oh, and I'm glad I came back because, as fate would have it, Grinder was essentially guarding the temple. As for this, maybe we'll check it out once we have teleport. We have teleport. No, I'm not stupid enough to go in there yet. I've done some pretty stupid things, but that's not going to be one of them. It's too much damage potential, you know? Maybe we'll go in once our defenses aren't completely garbage, or once I have a little more in the way of hit points. Maybe like 150, although we can go toe-to-toe with an ogre now. Oh boy, I'll tell you what we're not going to go toe-to-toe with. This thing. I was curious if Oko was super happy about the two-headed ogre, but apparently not. You'll see something like Okawaru is very honored by your kill or something like that, instead of Okawaru accepts your kill. Okay, we'll drop random effects, we'll drop the other random effects, and we will identify something else. We got Prince Ribbit, can be quite a pain early on. Let's find him. Use the crossbow to finish him off. Wow, he is not even dying to the crossbow. Mainly wanted to hunt him down to get a nice fat chunk of piety. Okawaru likes it when you kill things that are considered to be difficult. This is the dreaded Hellhound entrance to Lair. We have hexes and all kinds of wands, really, so totally fine. I was very much considering emulating this stuff just to get rid of the Wraith, but it's wasteful. Because I may want to emulate somewhere that's a little harder than this, so let's not waste that. Okay, Gastronaut can kill me in 2 hits right now with Airstrike. But not anymore. Well, he still can, but he's slow now, so that's significant. I should have swapped directly to the crossbow. A little bit of a mistake there. Moving is extraordinarily hard for Gastronaut now because he's slow. Let's refresh that. Uh-oh, we're slow. Now we've got Howler Monkey next to me. I do not think Gastronaut can open doors, but apparently the monkey can. Why would you do this to me? What a dirty monkey. Alright, well, we'll confuse him. Here is our friend. We've essentially reset the fight, but we still have a bit of damage on him. See if we can kill him with the bolts. I mean, there's a staircase right there, so if he starts doing high damage airstrikes to me, that's a pretty weak one. Got him. Okay. free hat for our trouble. I don't get to use all this big intelligence. No books have spawned. Thank you, Wanderer start. Go into the lair. This video is going to run a little long. Wow, this is bad. There we go. By the way, Okawaru is finally ready to gift me ammo, so we shouldn't have ammo trouble much longer. I can't exactly spam my bolts, but I can use them a little more liberally now. Okay, a little bit concerned about this Mamba. We'll fight him by himself. Actually, check this out. Go into the lava. Got a nice little place to lure things and confuse them if need be. I mean, evocations are really going to carry us a bit in the lair here, if I had to guess. You would think this hand crossbow would, but maybe not. Probably should have just gone ahead with the regular bow plan. I mean, I probably got a little too excited over that +7 hand crossbow. I mean, it's just a hand crossbow. Hand crossbows are not great after the very, very early game. They're awesome on floor 1, but they taper off considerably afterwards. So I may have made my life a little harder than it needed to be. But then again, I'm also saying that from the perspective of the fact that I later found that short bow flaming. But you know, it's fine. I don't think it would have been the end of the world if I had gone ahead and swapped, even with the training I already had. I'm just abusing the AI here. Even though he can totally get to me, he thinks he can't because of the bushes. So he walks away. I didn't really intend to do that, but I mean, sure, I'll take it. This is kind of nasty, but I think we can, yeah, we're good. Let's try to do that without using any charges. Not that I really need to conserve my charges. Oka's finally giving me gifts, so. You hear a Howl X9. That's a lot of wolves. Is this that floor with like 40 wolves on it? Because if so, this character's not quite ready for all that at the same time. Okay. Come on. 61%. You gotta be kidding me with this. Well, I have to blink away. I failed to get the confused like several times in a row. And this thing is hasted. That's okay. Wow, he even hit me again. Not to be very surprised about it. I mean, those things are fast to begin with. While hasted, they're even faster. But this is a very, very spicy Lair 2. Yeah, I don't even want to, frankly, I don't even want to kill this thing, because it's going to come out and the hornet might pop off. And then I've got a Hornet to deal with. It'd be very, very bad if I got paralyzed at this point in the game. So, I mean, I think this is pretty well proving that just because I'm playing Centaurs doesn't mean that I can't have somewhat troublesome experiences like any other character. It's just that it's much easier to deal with on a character that's this fast. I mean, if you're a newer character, excuse me, if you're a newer player, do not make the assumption that, like, oh, I'm playing a Centaur, so I can't die. It's not like that. You make mistakes, the game will punish you just the same as anybody else. You'll just be able to maybe deal with them a little easier. Alright. Am I being punked right now? That took 4 attempts at 61%. Jeez. I mean, that's just the way it is with hexes. Sometimes you'll get a bit unlucky with it. I've just been particularly unlucky this game, failing above 50% a whole lot. I know I'd rather not be jumping up and down next to these rather irritating things that can do good damage to me, but this floor is so contested that I'm not sure how much of a choice I have. Okay, I think I just have to duke it out. And I think I finally cleared myself a little bit of a space to breathe. A little bit of breathing room here. Still not happy about the Spriggan that's flying around here. Don't want to deal with that Hornet. But if he doesn't have... Oh, wow. This I am going to immolate, and I'm going to... It can't do 100 damage to me, so... Whew. About 50, though. That's the proper use of immolate right there. Dealing with all that nonsense. I mean, killer bees may in fact be faster than me, so I believe they are actually. Oh, don't be berserk. Come on. Cut that out. It's not good. He is acid. Am I faster than this guy? Yes, I am. The queen's fatter and slower, I believe. Yeah, killer bees are scary for a lot of characters. Just a very common early game killer, and probably the best argument I can make for training evocations early, if you find any ones at all. Just because of how it can get you out of that problem, and very few things can. I mean, if you haven't found teleport or fear or blink, although blink does a little less for you against them, you might be in some serious trouble with killer bees. Okay, let's continue. Actually, what is this and why haven't I checked it out? We have remove curse, right? Yes, we do. That's no good. Looks like we're good on bolts forever, probably. More of these bees. Yeah, see how they're attacking me? As I move, they are definitely faster than me. It's too bad I kind of got surrounded. That would have been a pretty good engage otherwise. Wow. Every floor is super contested. Let's see if we can't carve out some space here without going up again. Wow. Catching its breath, lightly wounded. 30, 13, 13, 26, 39 cannot kill me. Kinda scary though. This stuff is also scary. Let's walk away from it. Oh no, this is... Okay, we'll use fear. And we'll use paralysis there. And we will simply close the door. That was nasty. These floors are all very, very nasty. Being fast doesn't do a whole lot for you if you go down and stuff is just waiting for you. You are gonna take the damage. It's just gonna happen. So it's a matter of being able to survive that at that point. Which is why Centaurs are ideal, because you get the extra hit points as well. Oh, come on with this. Good, we got him. I mean, sometimes you're just going to get a floor like this, and there comes a time when you're going to need to choose, well, what am I going to do about it? And, you may have to skip the floor, or you may have to skip Lair for a while. Like, you may need to leave the Lair on another character. I can sit here and duke it out with these guys because I have enough hit points that, you know, I'm not going to just die in the process of doing this. But you better believe I wouldn't be doing this if I was a Spriggan. Like, as soon as I realized that all 3 staircases were surrounded by things, I mean, nah, I would just go do some dungeon. See what I can do to, I don't know, I might use more consumables. If I had invisibility potions, I might try to go to a safer part of the level. I mean, that's always an option. That's something you don't see me do very often because I don't think it's very reliable. But you could teleport or simply walk off and lead the things on a chase and go to a different part of the level. Wow, and a manticore. That is crazy. Yeah, but I don't like to do that strategy, even though I know it's an option. Because you can just end up with a huge crowd of things behind you and a dead end in front of you. Okay, we're not using RC minus. It's not going to happen. Uncle Waru really fails to come through for me there. Okay. It's okay, we'll heal if there's a problem. He cannot one-shot me. Oh boy. Well, gotta heal. We are at min delay, by the way. So, this probably shouldn't be as bad as it seems. But I do sort of erase things now, as long as I hit. So it's going okay. It just seems kind of rough because I've gotten a couple floors in a row that are weirdly staircase covered, you know. Alright, no way. Let's get out of here. I don't like the fact that I'm frozen. So many drakes, like... on one hand, I can't complain because, hey, it's, you know, it's extra experience, cool. But on the other hand, what kind of vault is this? Wow. I guess I gotta dig into it. But yeah, like these drakes do make things a little scarier and would be incredibly scary if I wasn't a Centaur, because frozen is an effect that slows down your walking speed. So it effectively... it doesn't eliminate your ability to walk away, but it severely hinders it. I mean, I'm a Centaur, so not that big of a deal for me. I'm still probably faster than these guys. Yeah, lightning rod. But yeah, this is a weird floor. Like, tons and tons of these drakes and dragons. Could wear some steam dragon skills if I wanted to, but I do not. Now, what's funny about my fire crossbow is, I was going to say these guys are susceptible to fire, but apparently they're not. I thought they were. This has got to be some very special vault, almost floor wide, but not quite. I would not want to be a normal character on this floor. I mean, where every other monster is either a Rime Drake or a Steam Dragon. I mean, sounds rough. For me, it's great because I get all this experience. It's awesome, but yeah, I don't know about being a regular guy. Or being, you know, being like a human or a... just anything that's normal speed would not be a good time. Anyway, this little vault, the treasure doesn't look too interesting, but there could be stuff that I can't see, so, I mean, I'd like to check it out, but we don't have the option right now because we don't have digging. Okay, why don't we use confusion. Paralysis. It's okay to use up wands. Slay -4. Well, that's not going to happen. We are having a hard enough time hitting things. Please be faith. Gotta be kidding me. I think you should get you know, if harm has to stay in the game, I think that you should get a one-time only don't drain me, you know, like, you know, chance to not get drained, because it's just Amulet of Draining. That's all it is. Anybody, okay, I shouldn't say this. Almost anybody who knows what they're doing will choose to take that Amulet of Harm off almost immediately. And if they don't, they're going to do it with great reticence, and they're going to think to themselves, wow, I shouldn't be using this item. That's my theory, is that most people are going to have thoughts like that if they've been playing this game for a while and they know anything about harm. Like, I bet if you did a survey of all the greater players and you asked them something along those lines, I think I would bet money that that's along the lines of how it would be. We are having a little bit of trouble on bolts, and that surprises me. No, I do not want to... Yeah, as much as I would like that lamp of fire, it's not worth wasting more bolts on. Suppose I could try to ice blast them to death. Or I could hex. Excuse me. Yeah, we could hex this stuff, like disintegrate. It's sort of a hex. I don't know if that was worth the risk. I don't think he can do 50 damage. I thought it was like 40. I should probably check this, shouldn't I? Locklob plant. 3d7, 7, 14, 21, and then 20 more from the acid effect, so 41 damage maximum. Alright, so I wasn't in risk of dying. Wow, I did not mean to use that. Now, I don't think he can hit me. Now, what I can do here is I can ice blast these two dudes and get both at the same time. Hopefully. I was hoping I would get that identified. It didn't quite work out for me, did it? Got him. Now, was that worth it? I don't know. But we got the Lamp of Fire, and that's cool. Now, Oka has given me an Arbalest of freezing, and that's a great weapon. Skill 18, we're pretty much there. Alright, so despite all the rigmarole about the hand crossbow, turns out I don't care. I am just going to use this Arbalest, and frankly, it should improve my game quite a bit. Again, kind of wish I had the some bow of some sort just to attack faster, but this is totally fine. We will be fine. Crossbows aren't bad, they're just worse than bows. Although if I were lucky and I found sniper or something, or just a generic triple crossbow with the penetration brand, you know, then I could make some very serious arguments for why I would want a crossbow over a bow. Since if I want penetration brand on a bow, I've got to find a very specific unrand that I'm probably not going to find. Well, that was a little annoying. Alright, let's finish out Lair 6. We're running a bit late on this video, probably an hour and 20 minutes-ish. Hey, recharging. And enchant armor. Well, I think it's pretty obvious I should enchant the Gloves of Dexterity, and I will even go ahead and enchant the Barding a little bit, because we may not find another one. Now, I haven't been using it, but I do have Heroism and Finesse. Why don't we use Heroism right now? This whole lack of bolts thing is really gonna cause me a problem here. Come on, Wolf Spider. Alright, we don't want to be slow. Oh no. There we go. Try to conserve my bolts against things that are not deadly. Okay, we're going to be petrified. That's okay. Now, this is nasty enough that we are going to have to use some hexes. Took a minute for it to succeed, but we did get it. We'll just duke it out now. That's the thing, we got a lot of wands here to work with, so no matter what this Lair 6 has to offer, that's something to remember. This is a little spooky. I don't like that. I'm gonna have to eat the barbs. Oh, come on. Oh, no. Oh, that sucks. Sadly, we're gonna have to use a blink. I was hoping to kind of game the system a little bit and take him out with the bolts, but we almost did it. We almost pulled it off, just not quite. And I would have been able to not use that blink scroll. I mean, we didn't have to use the blink scroll. It was only 5 heads, I believe, right? 6 heads. So, being in melee with that, not the best idea at 60 hit points. You definitely could have died. Probably wasn't terribly likely for me to die in one attack from it, but I mean, we could have... One thing we could have done differently there is we could have been spamming acid. That would have been more guaranteed to kill it. Or we could have been spamming hexes, which might have worked. I mean, it's just different options is all. Now I gotta check on Lindworm. 3D, wow, 3D 18. That's almost 60 damage. I have to heal wounds. I really would like to get a hex on this thing. I know it's 43%, but come on, throw me a bone here, RNG. You have got to be kidding me with this. He is catching its breath, so we'll be okay. But boy, am I spamming heal wounds for... Okay, catching its breath. Catching its breath. Probably not going to be catching its breath for much longer. Now it can do it. Why does this character feel so slow even though I'm a Centaur? I thought I'd be able to outrun this stuff extremely quickly. Okay. There it is again. Not catching its breath anymore. Okay. That was dumb. We just used up a lot of resources. Let's try that whole thing again. Why am I using a javelin? Didn't have my arbalest out. Is he susceptible to cold? No, he's not, oddly enough. Take him out just the same. It's just a matter of setting up the fight right. Mostly at full hit points, you know. You know, I am going to take stealth over non-stealth, even if it is one less AC. And the reason is that this character's having a bit of trouble, and just being a little bit stealthy can sometimes be handy for pulling less stuff at once. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, acid. I sure would like Oka to send me just a few more bolts. He's been kind of a deadbeat dad for a little while. Oh, that was Torment. I'm being trolled. Longbow on the ground. Yeah, remind me to never go crossbow bolts again. Or crossbows, rather. It's just too finicky on the ammo to do this early in the game. Oh, man. We got Snake Pit. Some of those guys ought to be holding crossbows, so that's some comfort. I don't really have any MR. I would love to just rush into Orc and get myself some bolts that way, because there probably will be some. Lair was oddly devoid of things, useful items. I'm going to go ahead and enchant up this Arbalest. Before I end the video, I'm probably going to do this Teleporter Vault. I have teleportation, I have fear, so this is okay. I'm using potions because I'm looking for invisibility. Cancellation. Okay, well that sucks that I wasted that, but could be experience, we might as well try it. Berserk Rage. Okay, well that was a bit of a waste. It's okay though, fear will protect me from everything in here. I wish that my lightning rod was not inert, or my lamp of fire rather. Ooh, this is a bit ugly. So I did it that way with the lightning rod to maximize my kills on the priests as soon as possible. What can I do to kill that priest quicker, other than just fight through? The answer was not a lot. Okay, we're going to Ice Blast this, taking out the guy with the Great Mace. Then we're going to Lamp of Fire over here, which finally recharged. Why don't we use some Steel Javelins and we'll just whack them. Still have 100 hit points, so this was... The fact that I walked out of this almost unscathed tells me that I probably did it right. I'm going to grab this, carry it with me strictly for the Arlec. That wasn't too bad. As much as I dislike teleporter vaults, it wasn't that bad. Now, I don't think I'm going to do Orc right off the bat here as much as I want some bolts. I'm probably going to go do the rest of Dungeon first because my MR is bad. Very bad. This character feels a little bit iffy still, which is surprising on a Centaur, but it's not surprising on a Wanderer. My background has hamstrung me just a little bit, and it led me down a sort of suboptimal path with these crossbows. Set up our training a little bit here. Yeah. We'll see where this takes us. With this training setup, get a little bit of defenses, take crossbows to 20, which is not quite to triple crossbow Mendeley, but it's just a little bit past Arbalest Mendeley, which is 18. Nice round number. Yeah, but this is okay. This is slightly rougher than it's been on these Centaurs, but pretty good so far. You know, not bad. Ammo problems, but otherwise good. So next time, more of Dungeon, Orc, maybe some more. We'll see how fast I can do it. Until then, I'm signing out.